Our guest is Peter de Jong, CEO of PATA, Pacific Area Travel Association. The PATA is also sponsoring a very important climate change conference this April that will be focusing, of course, on the Pacific Asia region.
Yeah, because PATA stands for Pacific Asia Travel Association. So Asia being the epicenter of travel tourism in the next century, and in this century, is the arena in which much of this climate change will play out. So we have a unique responsibility as the main destination as a region for the world, and as in future certainly the main provider of new tourists and new travelers. So we take it very seriously and have decided to call an event on 29 and 30 April of 2008 called the PATA CEO Challenge, which really aims to bring about 500 or so major stakeholders together from the various categories of travel, transportation, hospitality, tour operation, media, and destinations, governments, to agree to perhaps 2 or 3 or more things that they will do together. So the 500 companies represented will actually focus on, decide on, select a number of concrete actions they each can take in their respective companies or destinations. We're excited about it. We work with UNWTO on this. They recognize our event as part of a series of events in the next 24 months, and we certainly support this event here in Davos and other events that they will organize in London and in Bali.
What do you think of this conference thus far? We only have half a day left.
Yeah, I think it's good. It's a very frank exchange of best practices. It's certainly a call to action. I've been impressed with the level of the presentations I've heard yesterday, and I think we're on the road to mitigate and to reduce the impact of climate change. It's perhaps finally the opportunity for this fragmented industry to get together. It's unfortunately not until it really hurts in our pocketbooks that we recognize the power of partnership. So perhaps this is the clarion call to joint government members. Our PATA Foundation is active in this area in forestation and deforestation. We have some experts that we call upon to advise governments on the matter of forestation, deforestation. It's a very complex matter, as you say. It veers between economic interest and government regulation. There's also a lot of money being moved around in that area in order to enable people to get licenses to operate. So perhaps this is more of a public sector legislative issue. Though again, unless there's public pressure upon governments, it perhaps won't take effect very quickly, because the economic interests are the short-sighted gains versus the public interest, which is the long-term sustainability of the destination. It's not, in our climate change focus, quite frankly, that's not our first priority. We focus more on aviation and hospitality as the first 2 building blocks of any trip. I think we can be more effective in that arena.
And my last question is related to students and youth. You were a leader of that market segment some time ago.
Yeah.
To what degree do you think the whole issue of climate change has been voiced to, or we're hearing from youth and students?
Well, I'm glad you asked the question because I believe there's a whole new generation of travelers coming online who are far more conscious of how they travel and what impact their travel has than my generation and than I do. So I take a lot of hope from that. I know that in the youth and student travel industry there's a great concern about evaluating product based upon environmental criteria. I mean, if you go to companies in this country, youth and student travel companies out of Zurich, they'll have a catalog that measures their footprint, their economic impact. They will evaluate the destination hotel on their wastewater and groundwater procedures and what they do with local communities. So there is a whole new generation coming forward, especially in the Western world, that has already adopted far better travel and tourism behavior than perhaps you and I have. So that's good.